Now we've reached the 10th lap, where the strange array has already been set up. Next, for the 10th round, we need to make 10 single crochets. Put it at the back first, take out our white thread. We pull it over directly from behind, pull it over. Thread it directly through our green coil. According to the diagram, we have white. The 10th round requires constructing 6 single crochets. This is also a one-to-one correspondence. We hide the green and white lines underneath. Hook 1 or 2 of them. Also an unfinished single crochet. Next, we take out the green thread. Bring it over. The rest of us are still the same. 32 single crochets. Everyone can complete it themselves. After completing the 10th lap, we reached lap 11. For the 11th round, let's start with 9 single crochets. So what about this lap? Our white coil. You need to make 8 single crochets. First, pull it over. You can leave this a little longer. Then hide it behind this part. Otherwise, it will pull. You can first compare its curve. Stretch to a certain length. Then we tighten the green string. Proceed with our light-colored coil of goji. This circle requires a total of 8 frames. In frame 8, the white line is also placed down. Take out the green line, hook the frame and bring it over. The remaining white thread is also set aside. Keep hooking our dark thread all the way to Kino. For lap 12, you need to hook us first. 8 frames of this dark line. I finished frame 8 here. An unfinished frame. Let's go to the position of frame 8. Gauze wraps the white line around it. Pull up and adjust our coil properly. Then we can continue to outline our short frame. So after we change the cables, you need to crochet 10 short frames. The same unfinished frame. Then let's take out our green line. Give it a detour. Then the line swap is complete. What about the remaining short frames? We all use dark lines. Give it a finish. After completing the 13 lap lane change, next, let's follow our diagram. We need you to do our 27 single crochet. First, do 27 single crochets. After completing 27 single crochets, we need to make another 21 pull-out pins. 1, 2. After pulling out, we just crochet and thread out. Just crochet and thread it out. Yes, you can. Arrive at the spot where we first got the injection. The same goes for it. Make a pull-out connection for it. Now, our 13th lap. Just one more flag needle and you're done. Those 14 laps. You also need to make 27 single crochets. Similarly, remember to make a cross clasp. Start with 27 single crochets. After completing 27 single crochets, we need it on our end. You need to start 21 frames. After finishing one frame with 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, let's go straight to the counting button we just made. The position in the first frame is sufficient. Find the position of the counting marker button. Go straight to the recruitment, end the recruitment. The remaining 15th and 16th rounds are all corresponding hook-supported short frames. For beginners, we still use marker markings for the firebox. Now at the position where we just made the standing needle. Position of the locking needle. At this position, adjust half of the transformer needle. Just crochet the corresponding single crochet hook. What about lap 17? I've already replaced the cables here. At the same time, I crochet a few single crochets. What about the light colored line we just used earlier? You can just disconnect the wire. So what about this lap? We are also unchanged. Just crochet our single crochet directly. So when we reach the last stitch position, after you finish the introduction, we have a long line. Next, we put this head and this body. Let's sew it together. Then we take out our suture needles and proceed. We proceed through suturing with the subject. Let's adjust the pins on our side together. Half a needle of needlewood above. We sew one needle against another, and that's enough. After sewing this side, it looks like this. If it's a thin magnetic clasp, we installed it directly at this location. Then just fasten it on. If you're like me, this is a separate magnetic buckle, then you can be like me. We are in this position. Extend this one. Length. Let's make a small lid. Cover this up. We're going to turn it upside down. From this position, let's get acupuncture. This is the spot where the crochet hook is. We crochet and thread. Another lock pin. Just hook it out. A short needle. Take our line. Hide it in the back. Everyone should finish the last stitch on their own. We are beginners and thin. Be sure to remember where the ground needle is located. Deduction and yield marks. Because of our lid. Here, I'm making a hook. So after the last stitch, let's set up a tape needle. Flip our branch. That was in this position. We need to use the stitch cutting method. Because if we just hook it down, it doesn't look particularly good in this position. Let's cut a stitch first. First, we cut the needle and thread it through one of our loops. After pulling it out, we don't need to make a single crochet. Then insert the next needle curtain. Let's pull it out again. Our crochet hook has 3 loops. Now, just wear it for a single time. We pulled through 3 coils. This position forms a minus stitch. Similarly, let's make a marker buckle. Sit in our little V seat. We fasten our interlocks on it. Now, let's use our own needle in the middle. Also hook our single crochet. The last 2 stitches also need to be subtracted. Let's go to this spot and continue the explanation. Now, let's move on to the last 2 stitches. We also use the stitch reduction method. We paid for the penultimate injection. Take off our marker buckle. Then we crochet with a needle. Bring it out all at once. Let's make another lock stitch. That's the end of our second row. Everyone can come in and compare. We choose according to our own length requirements. You can do just 3 or 4 lines. We're also doing frame reduction in the first 2 frames. The last 2 frames are reduced by frame reduction. In the middle, we just need to outline short frames. I finished a total of 4 lines on my side. I've already fastened this button. That's how it looks. The magnetic clasp here. Next, let's hook Momi's hand first. Take out our dark thread. For ring-shaped needles, we need to start the stitch in a circular shape. Let's take a couple of laps. Next, we need to be in our own way. Within the circle that has been circled, hook 5 single crochets. You can mark our first shot with the jingya mouth. Three, 4, 5. After completing the 5th formation, find the spot where we just reserved the thread end. Let's gently pull first. You can see we are these two lines. The following two lines are moving. Let's start with the following 2 points. Tighten it, then tighten this one. Then find the reserved thread end position. We tightened the grip. The circle we form is very sturdy. You can cut off this yarn, or just hide it under the single crochet we crocheted for a while. So we arrived at the spot where we got our first injection. Find our first shot. Now we need to carry out a recruitment campaign. A lock pin. We can then start the second round of straightening. What about the second lap? We need to be inside each single needle. For the same single crochet, we need to crochet 2 single crochets. Let's start with our first shot. Mark our mark. For the same stitch, we add another single crochet. The next one is the same. Crochet 2 single crochets in the same stitch. This whole circle is the same. Each stitch requires crocheting 2 single crochets. Find the position of our first needle. We can just go for recruitment. After finishing the pull-up and setting a stitch, you can reach the third round. The third round is structured so that you need to make 4 single crochets. Just now, make a single crochet at the slip position. Next, you need to make 3 more single crochets. After finishing 4 individual single crochets for the next needle screen, we need to make 2 single crochets inside this needle screen. 2 single crochets on the same needle curtain, then everything else is the same. We profits have 4 individual single needles. In the last stitch, we make 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets. Alright, now we've reached the position where we first performed the muscle width injection. Recruiting people 4 to 8 laps are all unchanged. We unify the single crochet. Each round consists of 12 single crochets. For the remaining 4 to 8 laps, everyone can complete them on their own. Now, the 4th to 8th laps are now set up. Next up is our 9th lap. Circle 9 uses the abbreviation structure. Let's first construct 4 single crochets. Fasten our glue clasp. 1, 2, 3. The 4 single crochet arrangements are complete. We now need to use abbreviations. So we first pass through our next needle wood, close to the coil of our self-managed rights. Then insert our next stitch. We stay away from the coil on the far half of us. Let's draw the line and outline. Just make a single crochet for it. Then we complete a simple stitch. So, what's next? Then continue crocheting 4 single crochets. The last 2 frames are also done in the same way. First, hook the side closest to us. Next, move the frame away from this half circle. Make a short frame for it. Find the spot where we marked the base number lesson. We do recruitment. This loop can be used to break the long thread. This makes it easier for us to stitch later. For the hands, we need to make 2. Everyone can complete it themselves. Now let's hook the spot where we hold our feet. It also starts the needle with the same procedure. For this round, you need to make 8 single crochets. First, lock in one needle. Next, make the first single crochet. Fasten the foot buckle. Next, make 7 more. The way we pull the thread is the same as with the hand. Let's complete our first lap on our own. After finishing the first lap, came to our second lap. First, crochet a single crochet. Make the upper cross clasp. Our second circle of hook patterns. It is inside each single crochet. You also need to crochet 2 more single crochets. Just now, the first stitch position has already been made by a single crochet. Isn't that so? But now, it's still needed. Then add a single crochet. The remaining 7 are all identical. Inside each needle curtain. You need them all. Make 2 single crochets. Then let's get to the last spot. Similarly, the last spot still secures the crossover from it. After the trigger ends, they set up a standing formation and move to the third round. For the third round, our hook rule is to make a single crochet first. Achieve interlocking. The next stitch is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. We just need to place a single crochet. For the same stitch, crochet 2 single crochets. So our third circle of construction patterns looks like this. Let's finish the stitch row. At the last spot, we're ready to disconnect. If you want to sew the thread, just leave the thread a bit longer. If you want to use the hot melt gun after we cut the wire, we stick the hot melt glue onto it. You can leave it a bit shorter, and just hide the wire. We want to do a seamless promotion. Because it was the last lap, let's do a seamless promotion. We crochet and cut the thread. Remove our marker buckle. Crochet needle. Insert it into our whip. Bring the line over. Then find the spot where you crocheted the single crochet at the end. We pulled the string over it. Achieve a seamless promotion. Our footrest is now complete. This foot mat needs to be crocheted twice. Next, let's hook the position of the tail. For the tail, we also need to use a ring starting stitch. You need to crochet 6 single crochets inside our loop. Now, let's all complete our first round of circular starting stitches. We need to hold 6 single needles. Then came our second lap. The second round is for each stitch screen, where you need to crochet 2 single crochets. Let's start with the first single crochet. Similarly, do the upper crossing. In the same frame we just saw. Let's point to a short frame. The same frame like this. Construct 2 short frames. We need to repeat 6 times. Then we've already done it once. Then it still needs to be done 5 more times. Everyone completed it themselves. We reached the position of the third lap. The third circle structure pattern. We need to make a short frame first. After the short frame ended, fasten and interlock. For the next frame, we need to crochet 2 single crochets inside. Following this pattern, every single crochet is done. For the next frame we have, crochet 2 single crochets inside. We reached our fourth lap. For the fourth round, keep the whole round without increasing or decreasing, just crochet a single crochet. We started changing lanes by lap 5. Now, let's jump straight to the line change section. The rest can be done by everyone. So what about this position? I had already switched the line ahead of time. So what about our lap? Its hook and branch rule is 1 single crochet and 1 simple crochet. Let's start by crocheting the first stitch. First, make a single crochet. Remember to press the back line down as well. Our white thread should also press under our single needle. Go make a hook and a hidden line. What about this spot? We also start with a cross link. Next, we will crochet a stitch with a reduced stitch. The reduced stitch is still the same for the next needle curtain, close to the coil on our side. And at the next curtain, the coil away from our side. First, bring it over and hook a stitch. That completes a stitch reduction. Next, make a single crochet. And then do a reduced stitch. Let's follow this goji rule. Hook the Z-ring to complete the hook. At this point, I've already finished the recruitment. Next, we continue hooking our D6 loop. We are now D6 and D7 laps. We all only need to add and subtract parts. Just hook up our short formation. You can complete these 2 lines yourself. After completing D6 and D7 laps, we need to change lines on laps D8 and D9. So just now, our green line wasn't broken. Then just let him stretch the thread a bit. Let's pull him over directly. Pull in our white coil again. What about this spot? We also do the single crochet at the spot where we recruit. Then add a marker buckle. Next, we will crochet the single crochet one by one. What about the 8th and 9th lines? All of them are single crochets. Our white thread can also be broken. Now, let's move on to the last stitch. We do the lead and the long thread, then sew it up. Everyone completed it themselves. After the long cable, disconnect it. Our tail section is now complete. Later, when we sew it, we can tear some cotton inside. Maintain a 3-dimensional state. Next, let's gouge the ears. Similarly, we use the circular stitch starter. 1 circular flag needle with 6 single crochets. You need to crochet 6 single crochets. For the flag needle part, everyone can complete it themselves. Now, the crochet is on to our second round. The second loop of hook and branch rules. We need to make 2 single crochets first. Similarly, you need to do it at the first single crochet position. Let's make a mark. Fasten our interlock. This makes it easier for later recruitment. After finishing 1 single crochet, you need to make another single crochet. For the third stitch, we need to make 2 single crochets. After finishing, continue with 2 single crochets. In the last stitch, we need to crochet 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. Then we arrived at the spot where we hit the mark button. Let's do a recruitment for this position. Finish off our second lap. Now we've reached the third lap. Let's start with 3 single crochets. Similarly, this position is tightly fastened. Each stitch on the ground needs to be alternated at the position. Afterwards, I won't do the falling. Second, third. The fourth is the needle curtain. We need to be inside the same needle screen. Crochet 2 short crochets. Next, make 3 more single crochets. The last needle curtain. Crochet 2 single crochets into the same needle screen. Then we arrived at our first needle position. Promote it. The end. Another standing needle. Arrived at our fourth lap. The rule of hooks in the fourth circle. First, inside a needle curtain, place a single crochet. Next, inside the needle screen. For the same subtitle, we need 2 single needles. I'll follow this hook rule, which is equivalent to every single crochet we alternate. In the next subtitle, you have to hook 2 single crochets in the same subtitle. The best hook and branch pattern is always like this. Next, we moved on to the 5th lap. On lap 5, we all kept up without squeezing or dropping. All can be hooked and hooked to single crochets one by one.